Hey there, great to see you. Thanks for watching. If you're in your 50s, it's time for some real talk about Social Security. Because no matter what you've heard, it's not just a monthly check from the government. If managed well, Social Security can be one of the most valuable assets in your retirement portfolio. I know. That might not be how most people think about it, but that's what I say is exactly the problem. And I'm going to help you rethink Social Security before you hit retirement age. In fact, I want you to start thinking about it before you're even close to retirement age, like maybe in your 50s. Sooner, yeah, that would be better, but most people don't pay attention to it until at least then. So for the average retiree, Social Security represents a lump sum value of maybe $350,000, maybe $400,000 or more. And for couples, well, even more than that, sometimes over $700,000. That's what it could be when you look at those monthly payments added up over a typical 20-year retirement. That's bigger than a lot of folks' 401ks or IRAs. And it comes with two very powerful features. Payments that will last your entire life, and they keep up with inflation. That's the kind of deal it's hard to find anywhere else in finance, especially these days. So why is your 50s the best time to learn about Social Security? Yeah, I wish I had started back then. And younger, I was like, Social Security, that's for old people. I don't need to pay any attention to that. And then when you get in your 50s, you still think you have forever. But two reasons. First, you're getting close enough that the choices start to matter a lot. Second, you still have time to adjust and optimize. So if you're younger though, yeah, Social Security might sound abstract. But when you're in your 50s, well, now you're within striking range. You're on final approach. The options, deadlines, and decisions become real. Yeah, if you think about your last 10 years of life, didn't that just blow by? Well, wait until you're in your 50s. They go even faster. So here's where a lot of well-meaning people sometimes go wrong. Some ignore Social Security because they've heard scary headlines about its future. Yeah, just turn on any of the business channels and they pretty much do a story on that not only every week, but maybe every day. Or they think their own savings are more important. Or maybe it just seems small compared to your 401k. After all, the average check might be $2,000 or so a month. But if you add up those payments, adjusting for inflation over 20 or 30 years of a couple's life in retirement, you'll see the true value. If you underestimate Social Security, it's like leaving a $400,000 asset out of your plan. All right, a couple collecting, let's say, around $3,800 per month from Social Security is actually receiving the income equivalent of having a $750,000 nest egg. Pensions rarely do this well, especially since most don't even try to keep up with inflation. If you're worried about running out of money before you run out of life, well, Social Security provides a critical safety net, and it's backed by the U.S. government. Here's another key for late career folks. When you factor Social Security into your retirement income, you may not need to invest as conservatively as if you were relying solely on your portfolio. Social Security guaranteed income means your investments can take on a bit more risk if you want to, if you choose to. I'm not saying to do that because I don't know you and your circumstances, but it is a thought or a theory that you could be a little more aggressive, less conservative. Even a 60-40 mix can look conservative once Social Security is counted in. 60% in stocks, 40% in bonds. So that extra confidence might let you enjoy retirement more and worry less, even when the markets are shaky. All right, let's talk stewardship, being a good manager. Being a good steward of Social Security means not settling for the default. It means learning the rules. Don't follow the sheep. Find out what the rules are and apply them in your unique circumstance. You got to understand spousal options, survivor benefits, and carefully think about when to file. Sometimes waiting even a few years to claim can dramatically increase your payment, especially if you're in good health or the higher earner in a couple. Remember the money you don't claim at 62? 62 is the earliest you can claim. Well, it grows every year you wait, all the way up until the maximum claiming age of 70. Too many people grab Social Security as soon as possible just because they can, without thinking about the long-term impact. But if you're strategic and you see this benefit for what it is, a major asset, it's part of your portfolio, you'll set yourself up better. Not just for the early years, but for your 80s and beyond, for your spouse, your survivor, even for taxes and health care down the road. Another important stewardship move, stay informed. Staying informed about policy changes. Social Security's funding challenges, well, they're being discussed all the time in Washington. While the system might adjust, could do higher payroll taxes, maybe tweaks to benefits. The annual tax inflows, the payroll taxes coming in to pay it, well, they still cover about 80% of promised payments, even if the trust fund runs out. Congress is highly motivated to protect it, though, but you still need a plan based on the latest info. Yeah, those politicians, they don't want to lose a nice gig, right? So what does action look like when you're in your 50s? Here's what I would suggest. Get your personalized Social Security statement, review your earnings, and spot any gaps. Yeah, make sure you've set up your personal account on SSA.gov and run all those projections, get your statements. Calculate different claiming scenarios. 62, your full retirement age, which is 67 if you're born 1960 or later, or age 70. See the impact on your monthly and total lifetime benefits. You can talk it through with a financial advisor who knows the ins and outs of Social Security. This is the time to ask those what-if questions. And mindset. Mindset in this, just like everything in life, is critical. Learn the rules, understand your levers, and make informed decisions. Social Security is a cornerstone asset for retirement, and the best time to become a smart steward of it is in your 50s. Get curious, get educated, and put Social Security where it belongs as a big piece, a central part of your retirement game plan. In the meantime, I will see you in the next episode.